You have to take this foot off before you can put this jack through the place where it goes. I guess that was pretty easy. This has a nut that's going to keep it on there. Also, this has a couple of holes that you can attach a larger foot, which I may do, I don't know. Okay, I decided to use this piece of wood because it's a lot easier to use something like this to replace it. I'm going to put this foot on here. Now there's several different ways you can do it. You can eyeball it, or you can do what I'm going to do is divide this into half, make a center mark on this foot. So it's 5 3/8 or 10 3/8. So you're going to come over here 5 3/16. Take your square, make a mark here. Make a center mark on here. About 4 inches. So make a center mark on the 2-inch mark. Line it up. You're going to have to center this also. Measure it 2 1/4. Measure this 4 inches. Take 2 1/4. Make a mark. Measure this area that's left over 1 3/4. Divide that in half. Be a half plus 3/8. 1 2 3. So make a 7/8 inch mark on each side to center it. And then just put this on the center mark you made before. Center this according to your marks that you put, and then guess where the holes are going to go. Mark them. These holes, going to measure them. A little bit over 1/4, about 5/16. Find a bolt that's 5/16. Just find a drill bit that looks good. I'm going to try this new Bosch drill. When you're putting a new drill bit in, put it in there fairly straight, tighten it up by hand, and then really crank down on it once you get it centered. Make sure it's centered. drill your holes. Another thing is, when you're drilling, sight down this way and then sight down this way to make sure that you're centering the bit and making it straight. In other words, 90 degrees to your surface. It doesn't matter if you get some breakout like this, that's okay. You can make punch marks in this wood to make it totally accurate, but I'm not going to do that. Again, take it like this, turn it like this, make sure you're drilling 90 degrees to the surface. And keep checking it. Once you get it part way, like an inch or two, you're already committed, and you aren't going to straighten it very easily, but you can if that's what you want to do. Alright, these are metric, I said, but I'm going to use them anyway. Apparently, this nut here is going to work. You don't need washers, but you can use washers. I put a locking washer on the bottom. Apparently it's a little bit small. You can work your drill bit back and forth to try to make it a little bit bigger, just so you can get this through like that. Now this drill here, I've already reviewed it a little bit, but this light right here will stay on for a certain amount of time. And you can adjust the parameters if you have a module right here. You can put the module and the battery in there and adjust it with your phone, as long as your phone has Bluetooth. So this does have Bluetooth on it. Put it back in there. Use a straight screwdriver. Twist it just a little bit. So I'm going to have to make these holes big enough so these bolts will go through. Okay, that's good. And make sure that they poke through enough. These bolts came out of a flywheel for a V-twin, not a flywheel. I don't know what they came out of, but they came out of a V-twin Briggs and Stratton. And they got lock washers on them. Some part of the V-twin, I can't remember now. Just put them through there. Now when you tighten this down, it's automatically going to be okay, because you might have to twist them in a little bit. It's going to be automatically okay because These are just the right size. I'm not going to put washers on. And I believe these are 5/16. 5/16 by 18. As long as you have 2-inch 2-inch screws, they'll be okay. All right. I'm kind of in a hurry, so I'll just tighten them up like this. And once you get them all on there like this, it's going to be okay for now. I've got my lock washers down here, and this, once you start drawing these together, it's going to suck this bolt into the wood and hold it. You won't have to use another wrench or anything over here. Now these are grade 8 cap screws, and they have an Allen wrench connection, so I'm going to use those. This is the Bosch CRS 180. Now the box says flexible power system compatible. Not sure what that means. Here we go. Here's the blades that came with it. One of them was this one, the Edge. And I've got a fully charged battery. It's got 2 speeds. Right here is the speed dial. That was 1. Here's a lock, so if you want to lock it for some reason. And then 1. That would be slow, I found out. And 2 is a little bit faster. Alright, then this is the other blade that came with it. This is for wood, and it says nails. And these usually, these kind right here with this blunt shape, it's usually for metal. So we're going to try some metal then. Okay, one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these bolts, these nuts, put them in here, and then put vinegar in. Now this happens to be white vinegar, and I can't see any difference between white and apple cider vinegar, but it has enough acid in it to eat away the rust. And here's some bolts. Here's some bolts that I recently cleaned up. And they aren't perfect, and but I did the best I could. And I think that's as good as it's going to get with these bolts. The acid took off a lot of the rust. I think some of it came back because I did not put any oil on these, so I think I'm just going to throw these in here too. And these bolts are used to put boards onto the trailer that I have.